Hello everyone. Welcome back to Technic Force Learning. This is Quora Marketing Course. Let's get started. Chapter 1, Introduction. Lesson 1. We're going to talk about what is Quora and how does it work. Let's get started. First, I'll show you what is Quora. Quora is an American social question and answer website based in Mountain View, California, USA. It was founded on June 25th of 2009 and made available to the public on June 21st, 2010. Users can collaborate by editing questions and commenting on answers that have been submitted by other users. As of 2020, the website was visited by 300 million users a month. Quora is where people go to find information. Every piece of content on the site is generated by users, meaning it is created, edited, and organized by the same people that use the website. For simpler explanation, Quora stands for questions or answers. Next, let's talk about why Quora exists. Quora's mission is to share and grow the world's knowledge. Not all knowledge can be written down, but much of that which can be still isn't. It remains in people's heads, or only accessible if you know the right people. It wants to connect people who have knowledge to the people who need it, to bring together people with different perspectives so they can understand each other better, and to empower everyone to share their knowledge for the benefit of the rest of the world. Next, let's talk about how does it work. People from around the world visit Quora to ask questions from a community of people who answer them. Quora answers questions may be one of the reasons why Google ranks Quora so highly. They're a natural and symbiotic fit. It's also reflected in France, Germany, Canada, UK, and Australia. Quora is a popular website that continues to build in popularity. In Quora, you can gather around a question. The heart of Quora is questions. Questions that affect the world. Questions that explain recent world events. Questions that guide important life decisions. And questions that provide insights into why other people think differently. Quora is a place where you can ask questions that matter to you and get answers from people who have been there and done that. Quora is where scientists, artists, entrepreneurs, mechanics, and homemakers take refuge from misinformation and incendiary arguments to share what they know. You can also tell a story. Ever since the first humans gathered around a fire and turned their gaze to the stars, humanity has shared knowledge through stories. Spaces are digital campfires for collective meaning-making, which expand knowledge sharing from interrogative to narrative. In Spaces, creators build audiences of millions for their unique insights, or audiences of thousands for niche knowledge that can't be found anywhere else. Next, you can understand the world and people in it. Great writers help you understand why the world works the way it does, why people behave the way they do, and what we can all do to make the world better. Millions of people search the web for answers, and millions of people write answers on Quora every week. Quora's answers come from people who really understand the issues and have first-hand knowledge. Quora is the place to read Barack Obama on the Iran deal, prisoners on life in prison, scientists on global warming, police officers on how to deter burglars, and TV producers on how their shows are made. Quora is the place to read inspiring people such as Gloria Steinem, Stephen Fry, Hillary Clinton, Glenn Beck, Sheryl Sandberg, Vinod Khosla, and Gillian Anderson, directly answering the questions people most wanted them to answer. Quora is where you can read important insights that have never been shared anywhere else, from people you could never reach any other way. In a world full of search engine options, finding the one that best fits your personal preferences is important. Quora is a great tool for anyone looking to find and share information. especially if you enjoy more social and conversational experience when researching. Whether you are a student, businessman, or even just a curious learner, Quora can be a very helpful tool for you. Lesson 2. I'll show you why you should use Quora for your business. Let's get started. For some, Quora is a fairly recent addition to their resource list, although they wish that they'd stumbled upon it a lot sooner. For business owners, it contains a wealth of information. It gives you access to industry-relevant stats, latest news, competitors, and expert opinions, as well as being beneficial to your SEO. Quora is essentially a Q&A resource where users ask questions and experts come to share information, their knowledge, and their expertise. For example, I use it to gain insights into my clients' industries and sectors to help support their business better. And I also use it for my own purposes, answering questions where I feel I can add value. But how can we trust these opinions? Well, for the simple reason that Quora is also used for SEO purposes. Search engines will index Quora's questions and answers, therefore driving traffic. Anyone who's answering a query will get their response voted on by the users. The more votes, the better their results. For this reason, it's usually only those that know their stuff who responds. Otherwise, they just end up looking foolish. And better yet, since Google and another search engines index Quora Q&As by also getting involved, you could see your own search engine results improve. As a quick Quora overview, there are 4 key areas to be aware of. First is topics. Q&As tagged with a specific topic will appear in your feed. Second, people. Q&As posted by specific people will appear in your feed. Third, questions. Activity about questions within topics or by people you're following will appear in your feed. And fourth, boards. Allow you to organize, collect, and share anything from Quora or elsewhere on the internet. So now let's move on to the top 4 benefits why you, as a business owner, should start using Quora. First, we have inbound marketing. Be an expert in your field and answer questions posted by users where you feel you can add value. Within those answers, where relevant, include a link through to your blog for the user to find out more. Obviously, only to do this if you've written a blog article on that topic. In fact, here's a good tip. Quora can also be a great place to get new blog article ideas based on what people are asking. Or perhaps someone is searching for a particular product or service, a product or service that you offer. Respond to a query giving helpful advice and include a link back to how you can help. Just make sure you can do this in a helpful, adding value kind of way. If you don't, and just provide a link to your website or blog for self-promoting purposes, you won't last long on this site. That's not the way it works, and people won't appreciate you operating in this manner. Links you add within Quora are classed as no-follow links, which means they provide no SEO benefit, but they can increase your authority within your industry or niche. As long as you continually provide valuable information and helpful advice, including links in your posts, will help with your inbound marketing. Try it for a few months. Then, check your analytics to see if traffic has started to come in from Quora. If you have, it's working. Next, improve search engine rankings. As I've already mentioned, Quora Q&As are indexed by Google in Bing, and irrelevant responses to that search phrase will appear in their social site column. In Google, it will appear in the main results. So if you've answered a question or something someone searches for in Google or Bing, your response could appear in the search engine results. People click on it, read it, think it's of value, and then decide to find out more about you. They may click on a link contained within your response, and be directed to your website or blog. Now that prospects is on your website, great news. Or perhaps they initially just decide to follow you. That's okay too. Your marketing reach has just expanded. Next, business trends and competition analysis. Use Quora for investigation purposes too. Find out what's happening in the industry by following its leaders, or check out what your competitors may be up to, what services, products they are offering, what their USP is. That way, you can make sure you're offering something different, something to help you stand out. And of course, listen to what users are asking. Perhaps there's an opportunity for a new product or service that you could offer to meet their need. And lastly, content research. This is probably my favorite use of Quora, and one that I think is hugely beneficial to business owners. We all know the importance of keep your website fresh, exciting, and producing new content that search engines seems to love. But it must be a valuable content. Content for content's sake just won't cut it anymore. This is where Quora comes into play. By spending a bit of time browsing the topics, it's possible to come up with numerous blog article ideas or ways to improve and freshen your website content. Using Quora means you're focusing on the questions that your prospects are asking. By answering them in a blog or adapting to your content to touch on those topics, you're one step closer to converting that prospect into a customer or client. Lesson 3. Setting up a perfect Quora profile. How to create the best Quora profile. Let's get started. Building your Quora marketing strategy starts with your profile. Add as much information as you can. Make sure your photo is actually you. Describe who you are and why potential readers should trust your answers. Avoid looking too promotional and salesy. Readers trust real people over brand accounts. So here's how to create a Quora profile in 3 easy steps. Step 1. Go to Quora and sign up. Go to Quora.com. You have options in signing up. You can continue with Google, continue with Facebook, or sign up with email. And if you already have an account, you can just log in by entering your email and your password. Now let's create a new account. And I'm going to use sign up with email. Click on it. Now enter in your name and email. Then click on next. Now confirm your email. Enter in the code that you have received via email. Copy this code and paste it here. If you didn't receive an email or something went wrong, just click here to resend code. Now tap on next. Then enter in your password. Your password must be at least 8 characters long and have upper and lowercase letters and digit. After that, check on this box to confirm that you're not a robot. Then tap on Finish. Step 2. Choose at least 10 topics you are interested in. When you're done selecting all the things that you are interested in, tap on Done. Step 3. Click the Home button, and on the right, there's a Setup Account checklist, like follow more spaces and topics, add credentials, upvote answers, ask questions, and of course, start answering them. On your Quora homepage, if you haven't completely set up your account, you will see a helpful checklist on the right side. Follow these steps to completely set up your account. Here you will see I have done 2 of the things here on the checklist. I have visited my feed and answered a question. So for now, I will need to do 4 more steps, like follow 1 more space, After that, it's checked on the box. Next, upvote 5 more good pieces of content. Next, ask a question. And I will show you how to ask questions in detail on the coming videos. Now that that's done, last one we have on setting up our account is adding credentials. Go to your profile, click on the profile icon. Here's my profile. As you can see, it's still empty. So let's add on my informations. First, let's add in a profile picture. Click on it, select your file, and then it will be uploaded. Credential includes the name, add your official name or your business name. It's up to you how you want to set your profile. If you want to set it as a blogging with a particular blog name, you can add it there. For example, I set my profile with my official name. I don't use a blog name for the profile. I will suggest you set a profile with your name because you will have another option for a blog. Next, add your profile credential. And this will be your headline. Your headline is like a Twitter or LinkedIn short bio. You can add in your expertise or your current work title. Next, write a description about yourself. You can write anything you want others to know about you. You can also specify what you do, or your goals why you use Quora, or just a simple description about you will do. I know this is a simple idea, but you can edit the text on your profile description. You have a mini editing tool right here. You can also add a photo, a link to your website, and others. And you can update your description from time to time. Let's move on to our credentials and highlights. First, add in your employment credential. For work details, you can add your work experience. It is again up to you how you want to set it. If you are multi-professional, you can add all your profession or you can add one which is the most relevant to your niche. Click on it and add in your current position, your company or organization, the year you started, and the year you ended. But if you still currently work there, just click on this box. Then, click on Save. And for education, add your education or diplomas. In the education section, you can add your skill as well, because it will help people to find you based on your expertise. Give some information of your educational background, like your school, your primary and secondary, and your degree type. This will add credibility to your content. Then add in the year you graduated. Then save it. And for location, you can add your home location, workplace location, or simply add your country only. You can add your current location, like the city, state, or country. But if you don't want to put in too much information, you could just simply add in the country. Then enter in the year you started living there. Then save it. And you're almost done. You can also add a few more topics. Just click here. Lastly, I just want to remind you that adding credentials is optional. You can add your credentials or you can skip it. But I suggest you add your credentials because it will make your profile attractive to people and it will help you to grow your audience. And there you have it, setting up your profile and adding credentials. Lesson 4. I'll show you how to select which questions to answer on Quora. Let's get started. Not all Quora questions can give you the results you're looking for. Constant research on topics and questions is vital to success of your Quora marketing efforts. There's a couple of things you should know about how to search for the right questions. Of course, first you have to define relevant keywords. You most likely already have them picked for your SEO and search them in the search bar. Now, you can start choosing the best questions. You have to pay attention to the number of question followers. The number of followers is actually the number of people waiting for answers to this question. The higher it is, the better. Filter the questions by type, topics, and time, and always follow the details on questions, choosing the most awaited and most viewed questions, like 1,000 and up. This is manual work, so get ready to spend some time searching for the best questions. Next, don't just answer popular questions. It is extremely important to answer both old, high-traffic Quora questions and new questions that have just recently appeared. By answering only old popular questions, you are much more likely to be banned. Next, manage your questions. Go to the Answer tab. There you will see 3 categories: questions for you, answer requests, and answer later. In the first category, you can find questions suggested by Quora based on the topics you are interested in. The second group, answer requests. There will be questions that other Quora users want you to answer. These are rare, but a good sign that your answers are valuable to readers. The last category is kind of a backlog. When you came across a relevant question but have no time to answer it, add it there and answer it later. And don't ignore related questions. When you are active on Quora, the platform starts suggesting related questions. Do not avoid them. The more you answer, the better is your reputation. Now that you know how to select which questions to answer on Quora, let me briefly show you how to ask questions on Quora and how to answer questions on Quora. Asking a question is pretty straightforward. Just the red button on the top right corner of the website that says Add Question or Link. Enter your question and press the Add Question button when the box pops up. Be sure to check your syntax and grammar so that other users will understand you immediately. You will be asked to select the topics relevant to the question. And after that, you can just wait for people to respond. You can do many other options when asking a question, but you can learn all of that after knowing the basics. Once people have responded to your first question, you can get the ball rolling by voting answers up or down the thread according to their relevance. The quality of answers you will get is partially dependent on the clarity of your question. There is no need to sound like a professional poet. Just make it concise and clear with the potential for discussion. And lastly, how to answer questions on Quora. Being a user on Quora means knowing that the community thrives on a give and take system. As much as you ask questions, try your best to answer other questions as well. Providing high quality, accurate, and honest answers will also give credibility to your profile. Be sure to answer questions to the best of your ability and not put irrelevant or spammy answers. But before all of that, answering questions is also fairly easy. Some questions will appear on your feed. The topics will be of interest to you, and you can take your pick which ones to answer. You can also read other users' answers and vote up or down according to their quality or reply to them. Click the Answer button and submit your wisdom to the thread. Lesson 5. I'll show you how to answer questions on Quora and generate leads. Let's get started. Are we supposed to answer every relevant questions on Quora? Well, of course not, especially if you're a busy entrepreneur or a marketer. To help you select the best questions to answer, find a link-worthy content and make something even better. Does answering questions on Quora really generate traffic? Well, it does, and I will give you tons of tactics to help you earn upvotes, attract Quora followers, and boost traffic to your website or blog, and generate high-quality leads. Number 1. Be one of the first to answer a question. To increase your chances of having your answer earn a ton of views, try to be one of the first to answer a recent asked question. Here's how to find recently asked question. Search your primary keyword or question in the Quora search bar. Go to the search result page. Then use the filter menu on the left side to filter by time. I recommend using the option to filter through questions published within the past day or with the past week. Number 2. Answer questions about your brand and competitors. I recommend following a topic on your brand if available and relevant topics in your market or industry. Then answer questions about your brand, your products and services, how you compare to competitors and others. Number 3. Add links to your answers wisely. A few Quora users are guilty of answering questions like this. What makes this answer so cringe-worthy is that it is overly promotional, doesn't provide any valuable information, and has totally out-of-place call to action. Remember, the point of marketing on Quora is to provide value to other users. Number 4. Answer questions about time-sensitive or newsworthy events. A little-known Quora growth hack is to answer questions about time-sensitive or newsworthy events within your industry, like award shows, large conferences, national holidays, and trending topics. This will increase your chances of having your specific answer or having your answer appear in a thread shared by Quora's official social media accounts. Moving on, number 5. Include images in your answers. Across every social media platform, images are proven to boost most engagement significantly, and the same applies to Quora. Use Canva to find and customize stock images for your Quora answers. And here's a pro tip. Quora will use the first picture in your post as the cover image, even if it's in the middle or at the end of your post. Therefore, if you decide to include an image, make the first one stand out. Next, number 6. Make answers easy to read on mobile. It's easy to write paragraphs of text to answer questions, but don't forget about the mobile users. To improve readability on mobile, use a limit paragraphs to only 1 to 2 sentences. Use number lists and bullet points, and bold important points, quotes, and highlights you really want readers to notice. Number 7. Share answers on Facebook and Twitter. Also share answers to your Quora questions on Twitter and Facebook. There's a good chance some of your followers may have the same questions and could benefit from your answers. And Lesson 6. I'll show you how to target keywords on Quora. Let's get started. Keyword targeting helps you find relevant questions to display your add-on based on the words you specify. Keyword targeting can also help advertisers tailor their ad copy to align with users' customer journeys. So, where will my ads appear? Keyword targeting is a form of contextual targeting. Ads will appear alongside all questions that match the keywords provided. This includes question pages and question expanded on a feed. Next, when do I use keyword targeting? Advertisers who have seen success on search platforms can repurpose their keywords to target users at various stages of intent on Quora. Keyword targeting is especially recommended for businesses interested in scaling their question targeting efforts. So, how do I set up keyword targeting? First, click your desired campaign. Number 2, click Create Ad Set and name your ad set. Number 3, under Choose Primary Targeting, select Contextual Targeting. Next, select Keywords. Number 5, In the Keywords field, copy and paste keywords you used on other search platforms, or manually type your keywords. You can also exclude keywords that you do not want to be associated with your ads. Number 6. Select your secondary targeting preferences and bid. And number 7. Click Continue to save your changes. Alternatively, you can use the Import Ad Set tool to import a keyword history ad set and switch it to keyword targeting with the following steps. Number 1. Navigate to a campaign and click Create Ad Set. Number 2. Click the Import Ad Set button on the bottom left corner. Number 3. Select the keyword history ad set you'd like to import from the drop-down menu. Number 4, which is optional, but you can deselect the ad set attributes you do not want to import. Number 5, click Import Fields. Then click on Contextual Targeting. And lastly, click Continue to save your ad set. Now let's talk about what are the differences between broad and phrase match. Quora offers 2 types of keyword matching, broad match and phrase match. These matching types helps you control how closely related questions need to be for your ad to be displayed. Keyword matching is not case sensitive. Broad match helps you reach a larger audience by displaying your ad on question pages with close variations of your keywords. It is helpful when you have limited time to maximize your impressions. Phrase match allows for narrower targeting by displaying your ad only where there is an exact keyword match. Since a word-for-word match is required, you can reach customers who express specific intent that matches your business offering. And exclude filters out questions that contains keywords you do not wish to target. Please note that adding too many exclusions can reduce your reach. Here are some examples of broad match and phrase match. With its symbol, keyword, questions that match, questions that do not match, includes and excludes. And lastly, what are best practices for keyword targeting? First, leverage existing keywords. If you run ads on search platforms, test your existing keywords in an ad set. You can do this by copying and pasting comma-separated keywords directly into your ad set. You can also use existing keywords to find comparable matches that are specific to Quora. Next, future-proof your keywords. Thousands of questions are added on Quora every day. Keyword targeting automatically includes new questions, so your ad set continuously targets relevant content with no additional work for you. Number 3, customize your ad copy. Keyword targeting lets brands to tailor ad copy to closely map their targeted keywords. Number 4, research existing Quora questions. If you're building keyword lists for the first time, think about what questions your customers are searching for and reading on Quora. For example, if your business sells software that helps people with their personal finances, some relevant keywords include personal finance, budgeting, finance advice, investment help, and banking advice. You can exclude keywords that aren't relevant to your business like taxes, stock trading, and real estate. And number 5, period promoted answer. Write answers about your product, service, or industry and target users reading those answers. Moving on to Chapter 2, Quora Basics, Lesson 1. I'll show you how to create Quora answers that leave an impact. Let's get started. Generally, to become the top writer on Quora, you need to be one of the first to find the question you can answer. Give answers as quickly after the question's been posted as possible, and write the best answers possible. Of course, the speed at which you search for questions and the speed you write with is totally on you, but I am here to help you with the last point, how to create Quora answers that leave an impact. And I will give you a bunch of tips. Here's tip number 1. Analyze your niche. See what people are interested in. how other Quora users answer, and which answers get the most upvotes, and which get the least attention, and build your own answering strategy. Tip number 2. Present yourself as an authority. Be confident, especially when the question is about your service or product. Use words that prove you know what you're writing about. For example, definitely, certainly, no doubt, I am sure, absolutely, and a whole lot more. Tip number 3. Be patient and avoid being too promotional. Strike a happy balance and stick to it. Tip number 4. When you do promote, when the question asks for it, don't forget to share the benefits of using your solution. It's never about what you can do. It's always about what the user gets out of it. Tip number 5. If you are afraid that you will be banned for speaking about your product, which is not uncommon, add a toggle disclaimer. So your answer will be considered as, I know this because I work here. Tip number 6. Provide proof and sources whenever you share any stats or data. Exact data and numbers are popular in Quora answers, to the point when even if your answer isn't read in full, it's often upvoted just for the research. Moving on to tip number 7. Add screenshots, graphs, infographics, GIFs, and other relevant visual content as proof of the idea you are pushing. Visual content gets more attention and is processed faster than reading. Tip number 8. Use videos. They get even more attention than pictures and are a neat way to complement your answer. Tip number 9. Memes and funny GIFs won't help you on Quora. Well, who wants to see memes when you're searching for help regarding angel investors or email marketing frequency? Tip number 10. Don't tread water. Get to the point. Reread your answer and make sure the readers won't be asking "and" at the end. Tip number 11. Give full and rich answers. Write it in the form of mini article of at least 1,500 syllables. Check that you've covered all the important points and if the text is easy to read. Tip number 12. Text formatting matters. Use numbered and bulleted points. Write in bold and italics to emphasize important parts. Mix short and long sentences to improve readability. Tip number 13. When using Quora for marketing, remember that links to landing pages are forbidden. You can, however, insert links to relevant resources like your blog and ebooks. Tip number 14. Attach links wisely. Do not just insert a URL in the middle of a sentence. Choose relevant anchor words to not lose the text readability. Tip number 15. Though the number of links in answers is not officially limited, we don't recommend going overboard. But if the question is more general or educational and you can avoid links, do it. Or just use 1 or 2. Tip number 16. When you answer questions, add topics. They are set as hashtags so other Quora users can find your answers. This can help your answer get ranked in other topics, and more people will have an opportunity to see it. Tip number 17. Don't waste time SEO optimizing the answer. The only way your answer might appear on the first page of Google search results is if the question itself is optimized. No matter how many keywords you insert in the answer, it won't be on the first page if the question itself doesn't rank high. Tip number 18. You are replying to a real person, not a bot. Use personal pronouns, attract attention to your ideas, and try to establish a connection. Tip number 19. Never blame other writers on Quora and do not argue with them. If you do not agree with their opinion, express it in a polite manner, like this. I do understand your point of view, though I stick to another one. Let me explain. Tip number 20. You are a professional, so do not write in a sarcastic or comic manner. That's unprofessional and might come across as rude and get you blocked. And lastly, tip number 21. Every snowflake is unique. You want your answers to be like snowflakes, 1 in a million. So always check if anyone's already written what you were planning to write. In conclusion, Quora is a goldmine of knowledge and leads. If you use our tips and put consistent effort in developing your Quora marketing strategy, you can raise brand awareness and nurture potential leads and bring convertible traffic to your brand. Lesson 2. I'll show you what are Quora followers and how to get them. Let's get started. And right off the bat, basically, followers are readers or fans of a particular writer. Following someone is a good way to indicate that you like their writing and want to see more of it. If I had to compare it to social network, I'd say that followers on Quora are more like subscribers on YouTube rather than Facebook friends. You can see someone's content without following them, but only if you search for them specifically or come across it by chance. If you follow the person, their content, like answers, questions, comments, and blog posts, gets mixed into your feed to be read regularly. In addition, following someone might allow you both to privately message each other. If you have your settings to only allow messages from people you follow, some people don't allow messages at all, and some allow anyone to send messages. And if you really want to see everything written by a person, you can turn on notifications for them. Quora will then send you a notification every time the person writes a new answer. Now, on to the next question. How to get them? Well, there are a few ways to do that. 1. Work hard and post quality answers at least once a day. If your answers are good and appeal to the masses, you will slowly build up a following. It will take a while, but a lot of your followers will be pretty loyal and great friends. Number 2, follow a lot of people. Some people have several thousands of followers, and when you go to read a few of their answers to see why they are so well liked, you probably realize that they just share a ton of content and don't write much. Plus, they'll follow tens of thousands of people with the hope that even if just a few follow back, they'll have a lot of followers. Next, number 3, be a famous person. People like Barack Obama, Andrew Yang, and Clayton C. Anderson got a lot of followers by just being who they are. It may sound difficult for us average people, but hey, just be who you are and keep doing what you do best, and make your presence known somehow. And lastly, start an extraordinary successful space. People who create and are the owner of spaces with thousands of followers typically have a large following of their own, because people on the space know about them. And finally, here are some practical benefits of having many followers on Quora. First, well, you are assured a minimum number of views on your answers, however ordinary your answer is. You may not get upvotes because your answer may not be good enough, but a good number of views is certain. Since all your followers get notified, they will usually take a look, even if they don't read the answer completely. You are assured of a view. Next, you get even more followers. There are people who follow by looking at the profile, and when they see that the person has so many followers, they too start following. Not everyone checks a profile before following. Some people just want to save time and follow that person instead, thinking that they can always unfollow later on if they disappoint. This sometimes results in a sudden boost in the number of followers on some days, when a particular post attracts attention. Next, you get more comments too. A lot of people are looking for more visibility for themselves. If they merely upvote your answer, their upvote is merely one among the several, and their name is not displayed. But when they post a comment, they know a lot of readers will see that comment and their name. By being a good commenter on the post of a popular current, you can get noticed. And there you have it. what are Quora followers, how to get them, and some of the benefits of having many followers on Quora. Lesson 3. I'll show you how to do outreach marketing on Quora. Let's get started. Quora is a public forum or platform that displays questions and answers posted by its members or community. It is a Q&A forum where one can share knowledge. It is a good place for brands to connect with their audience and other influencers as well. Looking beyond the questions and answers, you can target your questions to a particular group of users. You can also publish content on Quora as a brand and search for certain specific questions regarding your business, and follow them to receive notifications. And here are tips how to do your outreach marketing on Quora. First, be social. Share your answers on your other socials like Facebook. If you have a rich network there, it might help your answers get more attention. Number 2, choose a niche you're most knowledgeable in. Find a relevant community. Stay active in it. Position yourself and keep providing value. Number 3, help others. Get in touch with other authors on Quora. Follow them, upvote, leave comments, and hope they will pay back with your own coin. This way, you can grow your lead base. Why not find people asking about your company and reach out to them directly? Number 4, follow Spaces on Quora. Spaces are like Reddit threads and Telegram channels. There, people share their content and you can both learn something new and share your own relevant insights. Number 5, add your Quora account to your contact information landing page and mention that questions on Quora are answered within 24 hours, but you can set your own time limits. Make sure you are committed enough to actually deliver on your promises. This will open a new communication channel with potential leads. Number 6, ask your own questions from time to time and give them a personal twist. Number 7, be consistent. There's no clear framework of how many questions or answers you should write daily, as long as you do it regularly. We recommend writing daily, but you can just switch on Quora notifications and check out your account a couple of times a week. Number 8, don't try to cheat the system. Do not code without a source. Do not create fictional accounts to grow your upvotes. Do not copy your own answers from other questions or parts of articles on your blog. Number 9, if you get a moderator's suggestions for improvements, do them as quickly as possible. Otherwise, you may either get blocked or your answer will be hidden. Number 10, check your Quora performance regularly. Go to the Statistics tab to get insights on your answers, views, upvotes, and shares. Overall, you can see stats for the last day, week, month, year, or the whole time you've been on Quora. With this information, you will be able to find poor performing answers and improve them. Number 11, use Google Analytics together with Quora. Go to your Google Analytics, choose Quora, and learn just how much traffic you're generating from Quora. And lastly, number 12, try Quora Ads or Quora Pixel if you have the budget for it. This way, you can promote your solution and get informations on clicks and conversions. Doing your outreach marketing on Quora is never easy. Be consistent. Know what works for your business. You need to know your business requirements. It means that you need to figure out what kind of bloggers or influencers you need to outreach. Apart from that, it is very critical that you contact relevant vloggers for your content. It is important because if you are choosing a high DA non-relevant blogger, that is not going to make much difference in your ranking. In conclusion, Quora is a gold mine of knowledge and leads. If you use these tips and put consistent effort in developing your Quora marketing strategy, you can raise brand awareness, nurture potential leads, and bring convertible traffic to your brand. Lesson 4. What are Quora requests? Let's get started. First, let's talk about what is an answer request on Quora. An answer request can be either two types. 1. Someone, either the person who asked the question or someone who came across the question, manually tag the specific person, typically experts whose opinion you want to read, to answer the question. And number 2, someone chose Quora's automated process of farming out questions to Quorans that the Quora system believes to be able to answer the question well based on previous similar answers. An answer request occurs when you post a new question and click on someone in the list of names Quora pops up. This then appears on an Ask to Answer or A2A in that person's feed. Next, what does it mean when someone requests my answer? Well, it means that they did one of these things. Number 1, the questioner gave this question to you because they follow you, and they think that this question would make a good answer for you. Number 2, a person who follows you found this question and would also like to know the answer to the question, so they relayed the question to you. Number 3, the questioner spam clicks people through the list. And since you answer questions that are related to those questions, you end up high in the list and they click you. Like this one. They would have clicked the plus button next to your name, when also they probably don't know you. And you can take note that you don't have to answer it if you don't want or you don't feel like it. Just choose not to answer it and the questioner will not mind. Next, how does it work? One of the great parts of Quora is having a question answered by the perfect person, like a former Navy pilot who can explain what is it like to land on an aircraft carrier, or a television screenwriter sharing the critical ingredients of a TV sitcom. However, when you have a specific question, you may not know the best people on Quora who can answer. Request Answers is a way to connect people with questions to people who can answer them. On a question, you'll see suggestions for request answers, a list of people on Quora who can best answer a particular question. Asking someone to answer sends them an email and a notification with the request, and they can choose to answer or pass on your request. Requested from people who answer questions on the topic related to the question. Quora only allows 25 people we can send our request to, so choose wisely and share your question on different networks like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and others. Add a request for people to share and request answers for the questions as much as possible. Next, how can I receive more answer requests on Quora? The best way to receive more answer requests on Quora is to follow more topics. In fact, a wider answer is to complete all your profile and provide credentials for topics you answer in. Click on the pencil icons in the right column of your profile to edit your credentials. Next, is it okay to skip answer requests? Well, it's always good to answer questions relevant to your knowledge, expertise, and experience than just answering for the sake of doing it. If you are not competent to answer the requested question, then it's probably better for you to skip it. Lesson 5. We're going to talk about how to get more upvotes and comments on Quora. Let's get started. First, let's talk about what is an upvote on Quora. An upvote means that the person is agreeing to your answer or your answer has fulfilled their query. An upvote uplifts your answer, providing some more views and again more upvotes. When we upvote an answer, we are doing two things. 1. We are telling Quora, this is quality content. You should show it to more people. Upvotes tell the software to increase the distribution. Number 2, we are telling the author, well done. This is a quality content. This is what Quora should be. Upvotes are the primary feedback that tells an author their content is fulfilling its purpose. Those are two ways that upvoting improves Quora. Therefore, to me, they are the reasons for upvoting. On the other hand, a downvote means they disagree with your answer. There can be many reasons for the same. Downvoting is not visibly counted, in that you cannot see the number of downvotes a question, answer, or a comment has acquired. However, Quora does attach this record to the content, and a large number of downvotes can result in an answer or comment being collapsed, and a question being distributed to fewer people. Next, let me show you how to upvote and downvote on Quora. One of the most helpful tools in Quora is the voting of answers. Users can upvote or downvote an answer to a question. If a user's answer is the best out of everyone else, it will be at the topmost of the response list. Similarly, if the answer has been downvoted, it pushes it down to the very bottom, or is flagged as invalid. Simply press the arrow that go up or down that corresponds to the vote. It works similarly to the reactions to comments on social media platforms. You can vote for as many responses in the thread as you want. This is a helpful tool for users to know which answers are the best and which users are the thought leaders. Next, let's talk about what are comments on Quora. Quora gives the author of the question and the author of a comment the ability to edit their contributions afterward. Quora is looking for the best on the internet, definitive, canonical answers, so it makes complete sense for an author to be able to edit their answer to improve it. To see comments on answers to questions, open the answer, and at the bottom, you will see a comments icon. Click on it and you will see all the comments an answer has. And now that you know what upvotes, downvotes, and comments are, let's talk about how to get more upvotes and comments on Quora. To obtain more of these, I've highlighted the main strategies you should apply in your answers. Number 1. Answers should be longer. People like long-form content in general. Longer media is valued and promoted on Google, YouTube, Medium, and any other platform where content is generated. Writing longer answers on Quora will gain you more views, and one benefit of doing so is that your answer will appear at the top. Number 2. Include an image in your answer. Increase the click-through rate of your answer by including an appealing image. The Quora system will show the answer to more people if more people click on Read More. As a result of the excellent image, there are more views and upvotes. As a consequence, try to include photographs, charts, graphs, and other visual elements in your answer. Number 3. Write about a particular topic. You can write on anything, including sexuality, cryptocurrency, life lessons, and anything else. But you must stick to the same theme, become a brand on Quora for a specific topic. If you have a niche following, people who are interested in that topic may follow you, and the next time you publish an answer about that topic, you will receive more views and upvotes. Number 4. Write consistently. If you are not consistent on Quora, you will lose followers. Your answers will not be promoted on Quora. This is why you should write on Quora more frequently and consistently. Answer questions daily and keep an eye on Quora feed. Also, if you are asked to respond to someone, give them the answers. Number 5. Participate in group activities. Quora is a social networking platform similar to Facebook and YouTube. As a result, interact with others, establish friends on Quora, and participate there. Number 6. Make incredible first introduction. You must compose attention-grabbing introduction lines if you want to write amazing Quora answers. Why? Because the first few lines of your introduction help you capture the attention of Quora users right away. Here are a few easy but effective ideas for writing amazing Quora introductory lines. Start your answer with a code that is relevant to the subject or topic you are writing about. Start with a fascinating statistic or set of numbers, as they always hook your readers. And start with a question, and make it interesting to read, because questions spark readers' attention. Lastly, number 7, get a quick boost. Try engaging with professional service providers to get more connections and engagements. The professionals deliver real followers and upvotes to boost traffic to your answer. Increasing your Quora followers will instantly and permanently increase your legitimacy and recognition in the eyes of others. When you gain more Quora followers, the answer you offer becomes more significant and influential. Getting more upvotes will almost certainly result in your answer being ranked higher. This can help you bring more traffic to your answer and enhance your reputation. So there you have it. Lesson 6. We're going to talk about what are Quora topics and how to target them for visibility. Let's get started. First, let's talk about what are topics on Quora. Topics categorize content on Quora, can be applied to questions and blog posts, are usually meant to describe the subject of the question or blog post. Here are a few ways you can interact with topics. You can follow topics in order to receive content related to those topics in your Quora feed. You can also mute topics if you want to take a break from seeing related content in your feed. And you can indicate expertise or interest in a topic via a topic credential, which will inform people about what makes you qualified to answer a question related to that topic. Next, how do I follow or unfollow topics on Quora? When you follow a topic on Quora, your feed will start to include content, such as new questions and answers, relevant to that topic. Please note, you're not guaranteed to see all of the topic content in your feed. This depends on the amount of activity from other topics and people you're following. You can follow any topic on Quora through a few different ways. Here's how you do it on the web. Anywhere you see a topic name, for example, you are reading a feed or looking at the topics that a question is tagged with, you can hover over the name and then click on the follow option that appears. Or, from any topic page, you can click on the Follow Topic button, located just below the topic name and description. Now here's how you do it on the mobile web or the Quora app. You can click on any topic names, which will take you to a topic page. And, from any topic page, you can tap on the Follow button. To unfollow a topic, simply follow the same steps that I have mentioned for any topic you're already following. Instead of a follow button, you should see unfollow and click on that to unfollow the topic. Next, how can I create a new topic on Quora? You can add a new topic by typing one into any box where it says Select Topics and clicking Add or hitting Enter. Instead of choosing one out of the drop-down, you can get these boxes via the Edit link next to the topics on any question page, or by editing your topics on your profile, or editing the ontology on the topic. Next, how do I add topics to a question on Quora? There are a couple of ways you can add topics to a question. First, when adding a new question, one of the steps is topic selection. As you go through the process, Quora will suggest topics to add to the question. You can select from these, as well as search for and add other topics. Once a question is added to Quora, you can add topics by going to the questions page and selecting the three-dot menu located under the question text and selecting Edit Topics from the drop-down list. Now, let's talk about topic targeting. Question and answer pages are grouped into topics on Quora. Target topics relevant to your business to deliver contextually relevant ads at scale. Where will my ads appear? As a form of contextual targeting, topic targeting shows ads alongside question pages and feeds that are tagged with specific topics. This contextual strategy is a good indicator of relevancy and intent on Quora. Next, when do I use topic targeting? Topic targeting is the most widely used targeting option on Quora Ads. Businesses can obtain broader scale and reach while maintaining contextual relevance. Topic targeting also maximizes your impression potential, so it can be used for all campaign objectives. And here's how to set up topic targeting. Number 1. Click your desired campaign. Next, click Create Ad Set and name your ad set. Next, under Choose Primary Targeting, select Contextual Targeting. Topic targeting will be the default selection. Next, topics can be added manually into the Targeted Topics field. You can also enter relevant keywords into the bulk ad tool to receive suggestions for comparable Quora topics. Next, select your secondary targeting preferences and feed. And lastly, click Update to save your changes. And lastly, I will give you best practices for topic targeting. Number 1. Leverage topics that are relevant to you. Look for keywords you use on other advertising platforms that have been effective. These keywords can translate well into Quora topics. Identify keywords within your ad copy that might align with existing topics on Quora. And your company or product may have an existing topic on Quora, which can be added to your targeting. Then, your competitors, their products, and their services may have existing topics on Quora you can target. You can also explore related companies or partner industries. Number 2. Expand your reach. In the same campaign, use topic targeting and interest targeting in separate ad sets to test which targeting type works best for your goals. Number 3. Strike a balance. Make sure you are targeting relevant topics and selecting enough topics to ensure reach. Being too specific limits your campaign's potential reach, whereas selecting relevant topics may lower lead quality and hurt performance. Lastly, install a Quora Pixel. The Quora Pixel lets you evaluate conversion data for your campaigns in the Quora Ads Manager, driving insights that can help optimize your performance and meet your goals. Lesson 7. Using languages to broaden your Quora audience. Let's get started. Quora is amongst the biggest social media sites for sharing knowledge and connecting with individuals. Knowledgeable individuals and the learners come together in this space to help solve the question and spread legit information. People around the globe have joined this incredible social media site for participating, answering questions, and learning new things daily. The Quora app is available in many different languages. People can use the app as per their language preference effectively. If you're wondering how to use languages to broaden your reach in Quora app, here is everything you need to know. First, let's talk about what languages does Quora support. Quora is now available in 24 languages. Over the past 10 years, Quora has been very dedicated to building a way for people everywhere to share and grow the world's knowledge. Every day, its global community comes together to share diverse experiences, viewpoints, and ask questions. One important part of achieving its mission is making sure that everyone has access to knowledge and information shared on Quora, regardless of what language they speak. Much of the internet's knowledge is in English, but most of the world doesn't speak English. This makes it difficult or impossible for many people to access valuable information. To truly achieving its mission of sharing and growing the world's knowledge, they knew they needed to make Quora available in languages outside of English. Here's how to join, edit, or remove a language on Quora. First, tap on your profile picture. And on the drop-down menu, tap on Languages option. Once the Quora language setting opens, you will find English as the primary language with other 23 languages. Next, select your preferred language. Once you select your language, Quora will show a demo of the language asking you to add it or go back to English. Choose your option and it will show your content in your preferred language. If you want to revert back to English, just click on the language icon on the top right section. You can choose your language here. Or you can do the same steps as we did before. Click on your profile picture, then go to the language section, and from here you can also choose your language of choice as the principal language, or you can click on the three-dot button to remove it. Then you can go back to English as your principal or primary language again. Next, let's talk about how does answer translation work on Quora. As Quora has expanded to support many different languages, one thing we've found is that similar questions are often asked in multiple languages. In many of those cases, someone has already written a great answer to it in one of those languages. If that answer were translated and available in other languages, it could greatly help the people who wanted to know the answer to the question, but couldn't find or read the original answer. If you're active in more than one language on Quora, you'll be able to select the Translate Answer option in the More menu or the three-dot button on an answer. Once translated and submitted, the answer will appear in that language and will show you as the author. However, it will also credit the original author and link back to the answer that was translated. Next, what are my options as the original author of a translated answer? If you're the original author, you will be notified about a translation of your answer once it's been submitted. We think giving users the ability to translate your answers will help share that knowledge with more people around the world. However, if you prefer that an answer you wrote not be available for translation, you can select the Not for Translation option in the More menu or the three-dot button for that specific answer. This will remove any existing translation of that answer and will also prevent it from being translated in the future. You can also update your translation preferences in your account settings by toggling the setting Allow other people to translate your answers into other languages. This setting will apply to all answers you've written on Quora. And now that you know all those things, I'll give you 5 reasons why you should use languages to broaden your audience. Number 1, you can increase your visibility. Translating an answer to a different language that you are active in are a great advantage for you to increase your visibility. More people will understand, and most importantly, you're most likely to gather local Quorans who are not English speakers, and you can get them to know you and your brand. Number 2, audiences are more likely to interact in their own language. Studies shows that people or Quorans are 5 times more likely to engage from a writer that has content in their mother tongue. So it stands to reason that by adopting multilingual content, people will feel more comfortable engaging with your brand. Number 3, it can enhance your search rankings. Similarly, if your content or answers in Quora gets translated by a Quoran that has great numbers of followers, your content will get more chances of having better rankings on search engines. Number 4, you can get more use out of your existing content. You can enhance good answers to great answers on Quora by translating them to languages you know. You can even add more, so your answer can get more upvotes from the audience. And lastly, number 5, you can build trust with international audiences, knowing that you can communicate better to them using the best fit language that they understand. Lesson 8. I'll show you how to use Quora for market research. Let's start. Quora market research can be a great method of collecting information on customer pain points. In market research for small businesses, free public questions from your audience are hard to beat. If it fits into your marketing plan, you can also consider putting some effort into answering Quora questions and repurposing your blog posts as part of a Quora marketing strategy that can increase their reach and visibility. Next, let's talk about why you need a Quora marketing strategy. A question and answer site might not seem like the most exciting addition to your social media marketing strategy. However, Quora is excellent at generating organic awareness, improving your reputation, and even helping you to learn more about your audience. On this platform, you get exceptional reach, share questions and answer with over 300 million monthly visitors. Quora is one of the best respected UGC platforms around. You also get search visibility. Quora questions are searchable through Google. Your content here remains evergreen, driving people back to your site whenever a problem is trending. You also get thought leadership potential. Next, let's talk about what are 5 basic methods of market research. The majority of businesses conduct market research by analyzing surveys, focus groups, personal interviews, observation, and field trials. In order to choose the right data usage for your business, you need to consider what type of data you'll need, along with how much money you intend to spend on it. So why is market research important on Quora? Your market research can shed light on what customers and potential customers see in your business, and it may show you what customer expectations are in your customer base. In marketing, it is crucial that you have this information on hand. By making successful business decisions with good market information, risks are minimized. And with all this in mind, here are 12 quick ways that marketers can get the most out of Quora in as little as 5 minutes per day. Number 1. Create the optimal Quora profile. Every time you leave an answer, a bit of your bio is viewable right at the top. This is a great opportunity to extend a little bragging. Quora shows the first 50 characters of your profile, like your name and bio, as the tagline above your answer. Mention your brand name as close to the beginning as you can, and make the most of your 50 characters. Your full bio can contain clickable links and even add mentions of other users. Number 2. Track topics with notifications. One of Quora's best benefits for businesses is a fun type of market research. You can learn what people are asking about your industry, and you can have these questions and answers sent to your inbox every day. Additionally, each time you log into Quora, your home feed will contain the latest and greatest from the topics, people, and blogs that you follow. Number 3. Find the best questions to answer. You can answer any questions you'd like on Quora, which is a great way to get involved in the community and share knowledge. If you're looking for a strategic way to answer questions, here are some things to consider. First, search your chosen topic. Choose a topic, find threads with lots of upvotes, and find new questions. Next, number 4. Answer a question with authority. As you spread knowledge, you gain expertise and influence. Perhaps Quora's most immediate benefit for marketers is being seen as an authority on a certain topic. Answer a question, provide great value, and your influence will soar. Number 5. Re-answer questions you've answered in your blog and link it to your answer. Now we're getting a bit into the realm of repurposing content, making your blog posts and articles provide value long after they've published. Number 6. Build a Quora page for your business. Much like Wikipedia, anyone can create a page on Quora about anything. This makes for a great chance to build a company page for your business. Next, number 7. Perform research on a topic. What are people asking on Quora? These questions can lead to great blog posts, and there are a couple of ways to do this. Flip through the questions and answers from the topic that your blog covers. Validate your idea with Quora. Moving on to number 8. Get quick and easy crowdsourced content. Not only can Quora help you come up with story ideas, it can help you come up with entire blog posts. This idea of crowdsourced content follows a bit in the mold of roundup posts. Ask people their opinion on a topic and collect all their answers into an article. Number 9. Discover new headline ideas. Much like you might do a bit of headline research by typing your keywords into a Google search, you can do the same with Quora. What you'll see on the research page is how people ask their questions about your chosen keyword, and therefore, how you can frame your content. The most popular questions in terms of answers and upvotes can be a signal about the value of the way things are worded, and it can help with writing headlines for your next blog post. Number 10. Help with customer support and influence. One of the biggest benefits of Quora is building authority, and right behind that is using Quora to provide customer support to your users and to provide positive influence to discussions about your product. Like all other social media channels, Quora lets you communicate directly with customers. On Quora, they may be asking questions about your product specifically, and what better feeling than to have those questions answered by an employee of that company, or even the CEO. Second to the last, 11. Analyze your Quora Stats. Quora provides free analytics for all users, showing you a detailed breakdown of the following: views, upvotes, and shares, and displaying these stats for each of the following categories: the question you ask, the questions you give, the blog posts you write, and all the content you contribute. Now we're down to the last one, number 12. Start a Quora blog to repurpose your content. One neat way to get involved on Quora, besides the standard questions and answer format, is to start blogging. At Quora, you can create a blog and publish stories. Lesson 9. I'll show you how to use Quora to build authority and trust. Let's get started. Have you heard of Quora? It's a Q&A platform that is similar to Yahoo Answers, but unlike Yahoo, Quora is way more powerful and has a massive user base. Quora is a fantastic marketing opportunity to establish yourself as an authority within your industry. If you've noticed, whenever you ask Google a question, you find that a Quora page is usually the top result in Google. This means that if you know how to make use of Quora, reaching the highly coveted #1 spot on Google will be within your grasp, elevating your business to an advantageous marketing position. And we will show you how to do that. But first, let's talk about why you should care about Quora. First, for the long-term source of traffic. To build your presence on Quora, you just need to find questions and answer them. Here's where it gets interesting. When you write answers, you can place a link that goes to your website. And when you are always answering questions that are relevant to your business and your industry, interact with people who commented on your answers, you can grow organic traffic back to your website. Best of all, if your answer is high quality and popular, it can stay on Quora for years and continue to bring you traffic in the future. Next, become an authority figure. Writing on Quora is similar to writing content for your own blog. Once you have continuously provided excellent answers to questions, you will receive upvotes. Upvotes boost your popularity and lets your answer trend across every user's Quora feed. As time goes on, you will receive topic badges, and you will earn a position as the most viewed writer in your relevant topic. All these will add to your social proof. Becoming a top writer in your niche means people will start approaching you directly for answers, called A2A, or Ask to Answer. When this happens, you know you have become the de facto authority figure because people are coming to you for answers entirely voluntary, because they recognize your expertise. Next, be featured on major publications. Do you know top blogs like Huffington Post, Time, Forbes, and Newsweek go to Quora to look for content? If your answer is top quality, you will be approached by Quora staff for your permission to feature your story on these publications. This is an easy way to get your name and your business on top publication websites without the need to approach them to pitch for guest blogging. Once again, this can be a massive boost for your social proof. So here's how you can build authority and trust. First, Do answers in a helpful, non-promotional way. Just like writing your blog articles, you shouldn't be inserting sales pitches into your answers to sell your product or service. Stick close to the answering of the question, and give examples and data to support your answer. Place a link to your website at the end of your answer and suggest the readers to click on it if they wish to learn more. Next, give them a reason to click through the link in your post. You need to provide an incentive to make readers want to click on your link. For example, if you think you have more info on your blog that you feel can help answer the question in more detail, let your readers know. Talk in first person using I or me. Quora is a community-driven platform. This means that adding a personal touch goes a long way in building a following. So use personal pronouns in your answer, such as I, my, and me, when appropriate. This will also make you less of a business and more as a human being contributing to the community. And use images or videos in relevant answers. When writing answers, you'll want to be as detailed as you can. This means your answer will look like a wall of text. Images can make your answer more enjoyable and easy to understand. In fact, you should always have at least one image in your answer, as the image will be featured beside your answer in the Quora feed. It helps to grab the reader's attention. Quora doesn't have a lot of graphics and images in its database, so you should find something appropriate from Google search. But take note, do not use meme pictures, GIF animation, and anything that is irrelevant or inappropriate. Quora doesn't like images like these and will take down your answer as they deem fit. Next, quote your references. If your answers are based on information that is found somewhere else, always remember to quote them. This gives readers the impression that you have taken the time to craft your answer carefully and have done the appropriate research. It goes a long way in making your answers look credible. And use bullets. Bullets are great for writing because they make your answers more readable and easy to understand. Users are more likely to give you an upvote if they have read till the end, so make it easy for them to understand as possible. Next, track your traffic that is coming from Quora. Once you have more than a handful of answers, it's time to see if your efforts are paying off. Using our favorite Google Analytics tracking tool, you can see if Quora is bringing traffic to your site. Go to your Google Analytics account and click the Reporting tab. Choose Social under Acquisition. And lastly, click on Network Referrals. You should see Quora under the list of social networks. If you click on Quora, you should see what the exact Quora URL that is bringing your traffic to your site. And this will tell you which are the answers that are most effective in bringing you traffic. In conclusion, start building your authority through Quora. The sooner you get to it, the sooner you will dominate. Remember, the benefits are long-term and will continue to snowball and bring you your ROIs long after. Do it properly once and your traffic will grow in the future. Lesson 10. Using Quora for SEO. Let's get started. Did you know that Quora has over 19.8 million content pages indexed by Google? There's a lot of potential for your website or blog. In this video, you'll learn about the basics of how Quora works, different ways you can use it to drive traffic and leads, and tips on how to get the most out of your Quora campaigns. Plus, find out why you should care about using Quora for SEO success. So let's jump right in. What is Quora and how does it work for SEO? Quora is a question and answer website with over 300 million users. It works by allowing people to ask questions about any topic and then providing answers from experts and other users. You can also follow topics and add questions to your watch list to keep track of new content. Because Quora has a large user base, it's a great place to share your content and get exposure for your website or blog. You can also use Quora to find potential customers and leads. So let's take a closer look at how you can use Quora for SEO success. It's worth mentioning that 32.5% of Quora users are 25 to 34 years old. These are the people most likely to go out and make a purchase after they see your answer. Add the fact that 54% of adult users report a household income of more than $100,000 per year, and you'll understand why your company could benefit from using Quora as part of your SEO strategy. Here's some brief steps of how to get started with Quora SEO. First, use Quora to get your content shared by influencers. Influencer marketing is one of the most effective ways to get your message heard. Second, find potential customers and leads. When most people think of Quora, they think of people asking questions. But did you also know that almost a quarter of the site's traffic is direct? That means people are coming directly to Quora for information. It makes sense if you think about it. Who hasn't Googled an answer to a question? Third, promote blog content on Quora. Quora is an excellent platform for promoting blog posts. You'll get exposure and build more links to your content by adding your post to Quora. This strategy will help you rank higher in search engines and get organic traffic from people actively searching for the information you are sharing. And fourth, get your brand out there with a Quora profile. Over 75% of Quora's traffic comes from mobile devices, making it the ideal place to promote your business when people are on their phones. Creating a profile on the site with information about your company will increase your search rankings and gain more visibility. And if you need help on setting up your Quora profile, we have a tutorial video here on our channel. Now that you know how you can use Quora for SEO success, it's time to learn tips on making the most out of the platform. Tip number 1. Use keywords in your questions and answers. When writing questions and answers, use keywords that your target customers would be searching for. This will help you rank higher in search engine results pages, making it easier for potential customers to find you. Tip number 2. Follow relevant topics. When you follow relevant topics on Quora, you'll get updates when new content is posted that's relevant to your interest. It's a great way to stay up to date with industry news without having to search the internet yourself. Plus, you'll be able to promote your own content on Quora more often because it will show up in your feed. Tip number 3. Comment on questions and answers. Every time you leave a comment on Quora, you're getting exposure for your business. Since people can see your name and website URL when you comment, you'll be able to get organic traffic from Quora without even writing a question or answer. To make the most of your comments, use your profile link and focus on offering valuable insights to other users. If you make a habit of commenting on posts within your industry, you'll build relationships with influencers who can help boost your visibility. And last tip, make the most of your time. You'll get even more traffic to your site by using Quora effectively. Since there are over 300 million users on the site, you should put in the time and effort to make it work for your business. But don't forget that you have other marketing responsibilities as well. Try to stick with 1 or 2 Quora marketing tactics at a time, and make sure that you're staying focused on your company's overall mission. Lesson 11. I'll show you what are Quora Posts and how to make a great one. Let's get started. First, let's talk about what is a Quora Post. On Quora, there are questions, answers, comments, and posts. A post is an article, idea, thought, or opinion written in a Quora space, not in response or an answer to a question. Posts requires review and by the administrator of the specific space based on their own criteria. Some posts may be declined. Posts attracts upvotes, downvotes, and reports regarding writing quality, and comments. Next, let's talk about how do I create a post on Quora. There are 2 ways for you to post on Quora, on a profile and on a Quora space. To create a post on Quora, on the top right corner of your screen, you will see the Add Question button. On the side, you will see a drop-down icon. Click on it and select Create a Quora Post. From here, you can select who can see your post. You can select everyone or choose a space. Keep in mind that every space has set their own rules regarding post submission. To see their rules, click on the Rules button next to the Post button. You can review their rules from here. You will also notice that most of the spaces have set a time for reviewing, and if approved by the space admins and moderators, your post will be up on that space. Some spaces welcomes all post submissions, and some spaces also allow contributors to post on their space. Now, after choosing your desired audience and reviewing the rules, you may now type in your post. You can edit your text and also add in an image. Then click on the Post button. I will also give you tips on how to create a great one in just a second. You can also do it by typing on the search box. Click on the search box. Type your title or your first sentence. Click on Add New Question. Then select Create Post on the right side, and you'll find the text box for you to add in your content. Again, choose your audience and type in your content. Then click on Post. To see your post, on your profile, click on Post from this section. On a space, you'll see it once it has been reviewed and approved by the admins and moderators. Moving on, let's talk about how can I post in Quora Spaces. Number 1, if you're an admin, moderator, contributor of a space, you can post on a Quora space. First, go to the space, click on the post bar, write your post, and when that's done, click on the Post button. Number 2, if you're not an admin or moderator or contributor and you wish to post on a space, you need to submit one. It will be posted on the space if the admin or moderator approves it, like what I've showed you a while ago. You can also apply to be a contributor on a space. Go to the space, click on the following button, select Apply to Contribute. Then a request box will appear where you will write why you want to be a contributor on this space. Once approved, you will then be added as a contributor where you can write a post freely. But make sure your posts are relevant to that specific space topic. Moving on, let's talk about how to make a great post. Now that you know how and what ways you can create a post, here are tips to make a great one. The key things to remember are always to create a relevant post and jazz things up. Number 1, adding an image. Number 2, formatting the text. 3, adding a header. 4, making text bold or italic. 5, adding a numbered or bulleted list. 6, adding a link. You can also highlight text, click on the link button, and the link will be added to the text you have highlighted. Number 7, mentioning someone or something. Number 8, adding a code. Number 9, adding a computer code. And number 10, adding mathematical formulae. In conclusion, Quora is a hidden gem that needs more recognition. Other than asking and answering questions, Quora is an exceptional tool for generating successful post ideas. So go ahead and try it out. Lesson 12. I'll show you how to promote your Quora answers. Let's begin. First, I'll show you the overview of promoted answers. Promoted answers are an ad type that allow you to boost your distribution of existing answers on Quora in order to reach a larger audience. All promoted answers are clearly labeled with Promoted By plus the name of the individual or business promoting the answer. Aside from the promoted by label, promoted answers function like the other answers on Quora. You can still upvote, downvote, share, and comment on promoted answers. You can also collect leads from promoted answers by pairing them with a lead gen form. Promoting an answer grants an answer greater distribution, meaning that it can be shown to more people. When an answer is promoted, it may be shown on Quora feeds, such as the homepage feed or a topic page feed, or on a question page. Promoting an answer does not change or influence the answer's ranking on question pages. Next, specs. Any answer over 250 characters that meets Quora's content policy guidelines can be promoted on Quora. Moving on, I'll show you choosing an answer to promote. On Quora, a good answer is one that is helpful to anyone who wants to know the answer to a question being asked. When choosing an answer to promote, you should choose helpful, high-quality content. Answers to consider includes, but not limited to, answers to brand-specific questions, answers explaining complex products or services in depth, answers exhibiting thought leadership in the industry. All promoted answers should have at least 250 characters. Answers will be reviewed to ensure they adhere to Quora's content policy guidelines and advertising policies, and Quora will treat answers like they are landing pages of an ad for review. So they strongly recommend reading both the policies to ensure your promoted answer is approved. If you're promoting your own answer, make sure the content complies to the mentioned policies and that your ad's business name is correct. Businesses may also choose to promote an answer written by a user who isn't directly associated with the business. If you do not want your answers to be promoted, just visit the Content Preferences section on your settings page. Next, I'll show you setting up promoted answers. Creating a promoted answers ad. First, identify an answer you would like to promote. If you are logged into your ads manager, follow these steps. 1. Create a campaign by clicking New Campaign in the upper right corner. 2. Create an ad set and select Targeting Preferences. Promoted answers can be paired with all primary targeting options. If you're using question targeting, Quora recommends using question history to retarget users who previously read relevant questions. Number 3. On the ad creation page, click Promote an Answer. 4. Adjust the business name as needed. Please note that your business name must comply with Quora's business name policies. If you are promoting your own answer, you can use your name to fill in the business name field. Number 5. Paste the answer's URL. You can find the URL to any Quora answer by right-clicking on the text beneath a user's name that says Answered, followed by a date, and then selecting Copy Link Address. A Quora answer URL will always include /answer in the URL. And lastly, number 6, click Continue on the bottom left corner. This will save your promoted answer and send it to Quora's moderation team. Lesson 13. Quora Stats. How to use them to review your performance. Let's get started. Quora has its own statistics tool. This is an efficient way to measure the progress of your profile. To view your statistics, click on your profile picture on the top right corner of your page. Then, on the drop-down menu, click on your content and stats. Here you have the ability to check the progress of your questions, answers, posts, or the whole content. You can also review the statistics during the last week, last 30 days, or the whole time passed on Quora. Depending on what you appoint, the statistics will give you a realistic view of your Quora presence. The total number of views, upvotes, comments and shares, will be shown. Thus, you will have a clear vision of how much you actually are growing. Here you will see your overview, presented by graphs, for your views, upvotes, comments, and shares. Scroll down and you will see your content. You can get statistics for any of these time periods for your answers to questions, of how many people have viewed your answer, how many have upvoted them on Quora, and how many have shared them with others. For questions, how many people have viewed your questions on Quora, and how many followers you have gained as a result. For shares, the number of times you shared content inside or outside of Quora. For posts, any post that you have on any Quora Spaces, or all content. It adds together everything you've ever done on Quora. You can also filter your year and sort it by views, upvotes, comments, shares, or date posted. If you click on the three dots, you have the option to translate question, answer later, stop edit notifications, edit topics, edit question, downvote question, merge question, view question log, delete question, and report. Your profile stats. On Quora's site, click on your icon of your profile photo on the top right, and immediately after it opens, click on your site name provided. This will open your Quora profile, which you may wish to copy and keep for sharing on other social media. There are two stats reporting portions of your profile. On the right, under Credentials and Highlights, it will show your credentials, how many content views you have in total for all time, and the date you joined. Underneath your profile, beside the word profile, at the bottom of this example, you'll see the system will give you some great stats on answers, the actual number of questions you have officially posted an answer for. It summarizes the number to the nearest thousands as a default view. Click on it, and it will list the most viewed answers you've ever had. Next, questions. The number of questions you've ever posted on Quora. And posts, number of posting you have made on Quora Spaces. Followers, the number of followers you have. Following, the number of people you are following on Quora. Edits, no numerical data, but a list of every time you have edited an answer or comment in calendar order by date. And lastly, activity, no numerical stats, but it will show you what postings you have recently completed, however, in order based on date and time of posting. And now that you know how to navigate your stats, let me give you Quora tips and tricks. Using Quora wisely can be exceptionally beneficial. Let's dive in this tremendous list of practical tips and tricks every Quoranian can use to optimize their profiles. Number 1. Check question stats. It is the most typical mistake not to pay attention to question statistics. Some users use Quora for promotional purposes, personal branding, and marketing. Thus, they do not have a chance to do so if they do not get the wider public. How to do that? Easy. You will need to answer more read or followed questions. Logically, if you used to answer a question that has 100 views, the chances of someone big seeing your answer are slim to none. Question statistics are inside the question. On the right side of the display, a few scrolls down, the more followers and views the question has, the bigger your chances of more people seeing your answer are. Next, notify me. To many, Quora is everything but not a platform that cares about followings. There is no denying that you can be followed or follow just a few hundreds of people, yet have a remarkable profile. It is because not only your followers see your answers, but the whole community. In cases when you find some interesting people, establish online friendships, or simply would like to see everything one person does, you can easily do that by notifying yourself. Open the profile page of the person you would like to stay updated about, and click on the bell icon next to the follow button in the description section. The bell should read Notify Me, and that should be your go-to option for important people. This way, you won't miss any of their posts or questions, which will give you the opportunity to stay an active member in their community. Moving on to Chapter 3, Quora Spaces, Lesson 1. I'll show you the fundamentals of Quora Spaces. Let's get started. First, let's talk about what is a Quora Space. Spaces is a new feature that allows people to collaboratively create and curate content around a shared interest. Spaces can be used in a number of different ways. For example, a group of people can work together to create the most interesting answers and links about a particular area of interest. An individual can use spaces to organize their own writing into different sections. A community of people can create a space to have shared conversations with each other. Next, how are spaces different from blogs? Spaces have lower friction to contribution with support for shares, links, and short posts. We've learned a lot from our experience with blogs, and we think knowledge sharing works best in groups, whether big or small, and want to support the use case really well. For example, a space can choose whether it wants comments from everyone or just its own contributors, and Quora will be continuing to expand the feature set over time. Next, how do I start a space? Anyone can create a space by going to the Spaces page and clicking Create a Space. Next, what are roles in a space, and what can each role do? An owner can transfer ownership, approve or reject submissions, change space settings, including disabling commenting on content, and they can hide content in spaces. They can invite others to be admins, moderators, contributors, and followers, and they can delete the space. An admin can approve or reject submissions, change space settings, including disabling commenting on a content, and they can hide content in spaces. They can invite others to be moderators, contributors, and followers, and everything else a moderator can do. So here's what a moderator can do. Approve or reject submissions, hide content in spaces, and invite others to be contributors and followers. A contributor, on the other hand, can post content directly to the space. Next, how can I contribute to a space? Anyone who isn't already a contributor can apply to become one by going to the People tab and clicking on the Apply Here banner. The request should include an explanation of why you want to become a contributor. The space owner and admins will then review this request. Next, how do admins or moderators get added to a space? Owners can invite others to be admins and moderators to help manage content and submissions in their spaces. To invite others to one of the roles in a space, visit the People tab and click the plus invite button in the relevant section. Next, how can I find out who the space admins are? First, click on the name of the space. Next, just right below the name of the space, you will see the contributors. Also, on the right section, you will see who the admins are. Next, why am I seeing Spaces content in my feed? You'll see Spaces content in your feed if you follow that space, follow the author of that content, or someone you follow upvoted that content, or the content is from a space you may like. If you don't want to see content from a particular space in your feed, you can mute that space. A space can be muted from its main page or from content in feed. In conclusion, the main motive of Quora behind these spaces is that they want to create a place with the following features. 1. To provide a place where best answers can be cultivated on a particular topic. 2. To help a writer concentrate on a single answer related to a particular topic. And third, to build a place for different users to discuss their queries on a common interest. After using Spaces, I can confidently say that this was the smartest move Quora could take. Lesson 2. I'll show you how to use Quora Spaces for marketing. Let's get started. Ever wonder if Quora might be a valuable channel for marketing your brand? Quora, the question and answer platform, counts more than 300 million monthly unique visitors. That's an impressive reach you may not want to ignore. While there are a number of benefits to using Quora for marketing, this video focuses on a specific feature of the platform called Quora Spaces. Let's look at what Spaces are, and then explore how to use Quora Spaces for marketing businesses and brands. First, what is Quora Spaces? Quora Spaces is a newer feature that enables you to create communities and curate collections around specific topics of interest. It's similar to Facebook groups, but the difference is not everyone who belongs to the space can contribute content. If you own the group, you can contribute content and choose others who are allowed to contribute. Those who follow the space can share, but not contribute content including Quora answers and articles from the web. Spaces are a valuable way to distribute your own content and improve off-page SEO by providing links back to your website. That being said, the overarching goals with Spaces are to build a good community and share quality content, not heavily promote your business or spam the community with links. So here's how to use Quora Spaces for your marketing. First, publish original content. Your space is an excellent place to contribute content written by you or your brand, as long as it is relevant to the topic of the space, for example, cooking, exercise, or travel. Whether long form or short form, original content gives you the opportunity to share your perspective or expertise with the community, as well as link back to your website where appropriate. Take note that you want to keep links to a minimum here, as overuse could cause followers to view your space as purely promotional, which lowers the value and could affect your audience. Remember, using Quora Spaces for marketing is not about selling your products and services, although there are some spaces for that, as I've mentioned earlier, but about positioning yourself or your brand as the expert in your industry and as a source of rich information followers will look to again and again. Next, share others' interesting content. In Quora Spaces, you can also share relevant articles or Quora answers you think followers will be interested in reading. Before you pass along this type of content, ask yourself if what you are sharing adds value to the community. This is not the right venue for promoting affiliates or your friends' brands, but rather an active group of environment you can use as a tool to reach more of your audience with helpful information. While this does not directly impact sales, it does help create some brand awareness and build your off-page presence. And lastly, encourage followers to share content and comments. While contributing your own content and sharing others' content adds value to the community, it's equally important to get followers in on the action. Regularly encouraging your community to share articles and soliciting responses on articles being shared goes a long way in establishing your space as an informative, lively, and valuable environment. It also empowers followers to initiate discussions, enriching the space for everyone involved. In conclusion, Quora Spaces offers various of marketing opportunities in a community setting that encourages conversation. So it's also helpful for brands that want to learn more about potential customers. All that aside, keep in mind, your followers are not coming to the space for your sales pitch, but rather to learn something, ask something, or help someone else understand something. Operate under those principles, and your Quora space can become an awesome venue for brand growth. Lesson 3. I'll show you how to earn money using Quora Spaces. Let's get started. First, let's talk about monetizing your space. Why should I monetize my space? Whether you are a hobbyist or a professional, Quora Spaces gives you the option to earn money doing what you enjoy. Creators sharing exclusive insights can receive compensation for their knowledge, Spaces offering professional services, such as consulting or mentorship, can also leverage Quora's monetization programs to sign up and charge subscribers within one platform. So what is required to start earning with Spaces? To qualify for monetization, Spaces must meet the following requirements. First, the space owner must verify residency in an eligible country. At this time, earnings programs are only available in the English language version of Quora to users who reside in one of the listed countries. 2. The space must comply with Quora's policies. 3. The space needs to earn a minimum of $10 before the owner becomes eligible to receive payouts. Following a standard review of the space by Quora moderation, the review process can take up to 3 business days. And lastly, the owner needs to accept the terms and conditions and connect a bank account through Stripe. If your space did not meet the space's earnings policies, it can be resubmitted for review after changes are made. Next, how do I start earning? If you are ready to enroll in a space earnings programs, follow these steps. If you haven't enrolled yet, on your space, you will see a banner like so. Click on Get Started and select your country of residence. You can also go there by going to your profile picture. Click on it, and from the drop-down menu, click on Monetization. Then again, select your country of residence. And take note, a space's earnings will depend on the monetization program it is enrolled in. Now that you know all the basics of monetizing your space, here's how to increase your Quora Spaces earnings. Number 1. Write more posts and answers. Content is the cornerstone in the social media. The more content you produce, the greater number of views it will get, and so the more ad impressions, which will translate to more earnings. The same thing is true for making more money on your Quora Space. Number 2. Add more questions. Quora Spaces will generate you more money even if someone else writes an answer published on your Quora Space. This is great because all you have to do is to add more questions and request 25 people your questions. And number 3, target rich niches. Some niches or topics will pay you higher. Geography is also a big factor here. So if you want to make over $2 per 1,000 views, then the best way is to target traffic from countries such as United States and the United Kingdom. In conclusion, Quora Space is one of the coolest things on Quora, and you can also add your blog links or anything you have to promote. It is more open and non-moderated pages on Quora. Lesson 4. I'll show you how to get followers for your Quora Spaces. Let's get started. Quora is a question and answer based website that lets people read answers, ask a question, and a user can give an answer to a question. Quora has been started with the goal of making this world a better place to share knowledge. But investors in a startup are also interested in the rate of return on investment. The company is now running ads to make some money, and I totally understand this. There are different kinds of people on Quora. Some want to just write answers, while others join in the Q&A side to promote themselves or their answers. For whatever reasons you opt for joining Quora, never spam on this platform, otherwise you'll be blocked. So let's talk about what is a Quora Space. Quora introduces a new feature with the name of the Quora Space that lets you create a niche-specific page on Quora and attract people who have similar interests. So here are 5 tips to grow your Quora Space. Number 1. Add relevant topics to your space. Quora will promote your space in front of people who are reading an answer related to the topic. Number 2. Algorithm reward you if you are consistent. If you are consistent with your post publishing in Quora Space, then you will get more followers in Quora Space. Number 3. Add question to your space. As a space admin, Even if a question didn't get an answer, you will still get more views and get more followers on your space. The other thing about questions is that if you get answers on that question, then it will get more followers. Number 4. Publish long-form posts or answers on your Quora space. Every site loves long-form content. The same thing applies to Quora. The longer the content you publish, the more unique views on your Quora space related will get. Number 5. Name related to the niche. This is also a very important thing, because when people search for a term, Quora will display that topic too on your target audience. So there you have it, how to get followers for your Quora Spaces. Lesson 5. I'll show you how to get contributors for your Quora space. Let's get started. First, let's talk about what's unique about Quora Spaces. Even though you can compare Quora Spaces with Facebook groups or any other online communities, there are a few key differences. First, we have contribution. Not everyone can contribute to a Quora Space community. Contributors will be chosen by the owners of the group. This restriction helps a Quora Space owner to control what content is shared and discussed, making Quora Spaces with a large following greatly valuable to those who own it. Number 2, ownership. Not everyone can start a community, at least at this point of time. These are some of the major differences at this point of time, but there might be some more changes to the feature based on the response Quora gets from its users. Next, let's talk about what is a space contributor. Contributors can post directly to a space without each post being specifically approved by an admin or a moderator. In some spaces, they can also invite other contributors. So now let's talk about how to get contributors for your Quora space. On Quora, to get contributors, you have to first attract followers. Contributors are chosen and invited from the pool of followers. One way to alert Quorans of the existence of your space is to share answers to your space and post little messages in the share part about why the answer is worth sharing or what you like about it. A good way to get answers to share is to allow Quora to send you suggestions. Check the box in your space settings that allows Quora to do this. So here's the step-by-step process. Step 1. Allow Quora to send you daily suggestions for your space. Step 2. Carefully choose answers from among these suggestions that reflect the purpose or mission of your space. And step 3. Write a little message or blurb, or what you like about the answer. This will tell people about your space. Interested parties will follow your space. From this pool of followers, you can invite a contributor. But keep in mind, all of this will take time to evolve. And lastly, now that you know how to become a contributor, here's how can one become a better Quora contributor. Here are a few things I've learned about a better Quora contributor. First, a contributor and answerer are not the same thing. If you're knowledgeable on a particular topic, be an answerer. If you are curious, write questions. If you like to copy edit questions and responses. If you like analysis, edit answer wikis. All these activities are necessary for the community to thrive. Next, answer when it's appropriate. If you're well informed and current on a topic and feel like you have something useful to contribute, write an answer, read existing answers, and if your response seems to have been covered adequately by someone else, consider not writing it. There will be plenty of other opportunities to answer. Next, write good questions. A good question is clear and concise and designed to elicit a useful response. In some subject areas, what is the best questions can be fun, but are not going to produce definitive correct answers. Some topic areas call for better defined questions. Many Quorans begin a response with "that depends" or "the question isn't entirely clear." This is a tough group when it comes to the quality of questions. Do a quick search to make sure you're not asking a question that has already been asked. Next, write good answers. The best answer is not the one that gets most upvotes. It's the one that best answers the question without answering a different question that is more to the answer's liking. Use links to support materials. Use links to supporting materials and photo illustrations when appropriate, but not too many and not too large. Next, help out with edits. When you spot typos, don't be afraid to edit it. It benefits the community and the original author. Most people accept edits and comments gracefully and in the spirit in which they were intended. And lastly, provide recognition. Upvotes and comments are fun to get, but don't just watch yours roll in. Particularly when your answer is one of the top responses, read the rest of the answers and upvote those that deserve it. Use the @ function to point to other authors whose responses you are building on. Above all, have fun. Be right. Respect others for their expertise and experience, and as human beings, and try to spend no more than 5 hours a day on Quora. And there you have it, how to get contributors for your Quora space. Lesson 6. I'll show you 9 secret tricks to get 1,000,000 views on your Quora answer. Let's get started. Whether you're looking to promote your latest product or gain traffic for your site, Quora can be a powerful lever in your marketing strategy. But how exactly can you use Quora to your advantage and leverage its enormous reach to get millions of views? First, let's talk about why is Quora important. If you haven't used Quora as means of building traffic before, it might seem like the primary benefits of getting 1,000,000 views would be a bit of fame, recognition, and bragging rights. In reality, though, nothing could be further from the truth. Quora traffic is incredibly powerful for one major reason. It represents the long tail. Just about every iteration of every question you can think of has already been asked on Quora. And because the site has a strong SEO presence, it very frequently appears in the top results on Google when we search for highly specific questions. When readers are sifting through answers on Quora looking for the best solution to their problem, where do you think they go next? Many of them continue seeking more information wherever the most helpful answer directs them. If they were reading your answer, then the next destination could be your site. This is why Quora is such an incredible tool for building traffic. By specifically targeting questions relevant to your product or service, you can direct potential customers to your site en masse. So here are 9 secret tricks to get 1,000,000 views on your Quora answer. Number 1. Start with a great profile. Before you even start writing answers, you should take a few minutes to create an informative Quora profile. This gives readers a reason to trust your answers and leads to higher quality interactions with other Quorans across the site. Having work and educational credentials alongside a profile photo lets your readers know you're a real person, not a bot. And by placing the answers you want people to read within your profile, you can push a lot of more traffic to your site through those specific answers. Number 2. Learn from experts in your field. After you've fleshed out on your profile, you'll want to find experts who have already received a high number of views on questions related to your field. This is so that you can start answering the same questions as those experts, piggybacking off on their following to boost your own view numbers. Finding these experts is not hard. First, search for a few questions related to your field on Google using the site Quora.com operator. Next, click on the profiles of the top view answers for 10 to 20 questions to see if any of them have a large number of views. If they do, add those views, and those views are coming from questions relevant to you, Take note of those questions so you can answer them later. When learning from experts, you should also pay close attention to how they structure their answers and the elements they use to make those answers so powerful. In some fields, photos work well, while in others, listicles are a more appropriate format. Studying the expert in your field is a great way to determine the content your answer needs. Also, take note of the things those experts are missing that you can add in to write an even better answer. Number 3. Write the best answer. The first and most important way to write the best answer is to directly address the question being asked. This may seem obvious, but you'd be surprised how many Quora answers are so general that they don't actually address the specific question being asked. If you do this, readers are simply going to scroll on by. Don't stop at just answering the question. The key to getting massive results on Quora is to have the best answers. And as with most content on the web, one of the most reliable ways to become the best is to cover the topic more thoroughly than anyone else. If you need to take an hour or two to dive into the specifics of a single question, do it. This is why many of the top answers on Quora are thousands of words long. They answer the question being asked directly and then add plenty more information so readers can learn even more. Number 4. Use video. Just as savvy SEOs have been taunting the power of video for years, the same is true on Quora. Answers embedded with relevant YouTube videos tend to perform better than those without them. Even if your video is just a shot of you explaining your answer, it can send your engagement through the roof. Something the Quora algorithm loves. Number 5. Share your answers to relevant spaces. After you've written an answer, you shouldn't just move on to the next one. Instead, you should try to get as much exposure for it as possible by using spaces. These are Facebook groups-like communities built around specific topics of interest. Spaces are crucial to getting more views on your Quora answers, especially larger spaces with hundreds of thousands of members. Many of those members receive notifications whenever someone submits a new answer to that space. This gives your answer an immediate traffic boost. The process of being accepted as a contributor to a space can take weeks or even months, but it's worth it. Spaces supercharge your reach and are the key to getting thousands of views every single day. Number 6. Avoid over-publishing. It's important to be patient when publishing answers on Quora. If you publish too many answers at a time, they'll start to get taken down one by one. And there's even a chance you'll be removed from some of spaces you're contributing to. This can be extremely costly for you over the long run, since spaces will be primarily driver of your growth on Quora. Rather than publishing dozens of answers at a time, I suggest publishing no more than 3 to 5 answers per day. I also suggest publishing answers with at least 2-hour window in between so that Quora knows you aren't bot. Number 7. Don't over-promote yourself. In every Quora answer, you're free to recommend other books, products, and resources if it helps you answer the question better. When you talk about your own product or service, though, you should always be aware of the tone you're using and avoid linking yourself more than once or twice per answer. Here's a tip. If you're not sure whether your answer comes across as spammy, it almost certainly does. Number 8. Develop a toolbox. After you've been answering questions in your industry for a while, you'll notice that Quora users tend to ask many slight variations of the same questions. If those questions aren't relevant to your business, you'll want to answer many of them, but doing so can be extremely time-consuming. To cut down on the amount of time you need to invest, I suggest developing a document to help you answer those question variations quickly and easily. I call this document a toolbox. Your toolbox will house all of the resources and relevant information you can use when answering questions. Then, when it's time to answer a new question, you just pop open the toolbox, customize your answer, and go from there. The great thing about a toolbox is that it's a living, breathing document that grows over time. As you learn more about your field and start to recognize patterns in the answers that perform well, you can customize your toolbox to offer greater depth and variety in your answers. This makes them more valuable for everybody. And lastly, number 9, capitalize on trends. Once you've got the fundamentals down, you'll start to notice how trends across the wider internet appear on Quora. Every once in a while, one of those trends will be relevant to your industry. By answering questions about it, you give yourself the opportunity to capture an enormous audience in a short amount of time. In conclusion, Quora is a powerful tool that you can use to gain widespread exposure for your product or service. Getting started can be difficult, but once you've built up some momentum, started contributing to Spaces, and developed a toolbox to help you along, you'll start seeing your numbers go up. Just like any marketing method, Quora is one that takes time to master. If you are committed and follow the strategies I've laid out, you can see a great return from it in a short amount of time. We're now down to the last chapter, Chapter 4, Quora Ads. Lesson 1. I'll show you the basics of advertising on Quora. Let's get started. First, let's talk about why advertise on Quora. People come to Quora to ask questions and to read and share insightful answers. This includes people looking for reliable information about your company, products, competitors, and industry. With Quora Ads, your business can influence a high-intent audience during the consideration phase of their purchase process. This makes Quora ideally suited to reach customers actively researching a product or service. Whether you're writing answers or running ads, Quora enables your organization to reach a coveted audience. Quora has a worldwide audience of more than 300 million unique monthly visitors. In the US, Quora users are highly educated and primarily live in West and East Coast metropolitan areas. Next, target for greater efficiency. Quora offers contextual, audience, behavioral, and broad targeting options to reach your audience. You can also further filter by location, gender, device type, or mobile platform. And third, deliver your message in a premium environment. Quora is known for the quality of its questions and answers, and an internal team of moderators, along with the Quora community, is dedicated to maintaining that high bar. Here are Quora's audience at a glance. They are 20% more likely to have authorized a business purchase. 47% of users report a HHI or greater than $100,000. And 63% of users conduct research before major online purchases. Next, let's talk about what targeting options are available on Quora Ads. There are 10 types of targeting available on Quora Ads, ranging from contextual, behavioral, audience, and broad targeting. Advertisers can also add secondary filters such as location, device, browser, mobile operating system, gender, email targeting, and exclusionary targeting. For contextual targeting, topic targeting places ads alongside questions and feeds tagged with specific topics. Keyword targeting places ads alongside questions that include your keyword. Question targeting places ads on specific question pages. For audience targeting, website traffic targeting delivers ads to users that visited your website. List match targeting delivers ads to users from an email list. Lookalike targeting unlocks scale by targeting users similar to an existing audience. For behavioral targeting, interest targeting delivers ads to users who engaged with specific topics. Keyword history targeting delivers ads to users who read questions with your keyword. Question history targeting delivers ads to users who read specific questions. And for broad targeting delivers ads to the largest possible audience on Quora. So, what do ads on Quora look like? Advertisers can choose to run text ads, image ads, promoted answers, and lead gen forms. Ad placements vary depending on your targeting, but generally include locations such as topic feeds, user feeds, question pages, which are text ads only, and the Quora email digest, which is a text ads only too. Moving on, let's talk about what reporting is available on Quora Ads. The Quora Pixel is provided to all advertisers and is highly recommended. The Pixel is essential in tracking the ROI of your Quora ad campaigns, and it provides key insights of optimizations. The Quora Pixel can be installed directly onto your website or through Google Tag Manager. In addition to the Pixel, the following metrics are available at ad campaign, ad set, and ad levels. For that, you have impressions, the number of times your Quora ad was viewed, clicks, the number of times your Quora ad was clicked, CTR, the total clicks divided by total impressions, click-through conversions if you have the Quora Pixel installed. A click-through conversion is measured if a user clicks on your ad and triggers the event pixel within 28 days. The view-through conversions if you have the Quora Pixel installed. A view-through conversion is measured if a user sees your ad and does not click it and triggers the event pixel within 24 hours. The conversion percentage, the conversion rate of your campaign, ad set, or ad. And reporting tab. Email reports can be set up to deliver Ads Manager metrics directly to your inbox. Note that only verified account users can receive email reports. So how much does it cost to run ads on Quora? Quora Ads uses a live auction system. In the way auctions commonly work, buyers, in this case advertisers, offer a bid for the items being auctioned, in this case ad placements. Final costs subsequently vary depending on the competitive landscape and your targeting selections. At this time, Quora Ads offers the following bidding options: cost per click, or CPC, bid and pay per click on your ad. Minimum bid is 1 cent. Next you have cost per impression, or CPM, bid for 1,000 impressions, pay per impression. Minimum bid is 20 cents US dollar. And you also have conversion optimized, bid for a target CPA, and pay per impression. Lastly, how does billing work on Quora? Quora Ads is a self-serve platform that accepts all debit and credit cards. When you first start running ads on Quora, you are charged when your spend meets specific billing thresholds. The first threshold is $25 US and rises with each successful charge to $50, $250, $500, and $750 US. You are charged either when you hit your current billing threshold or on the first week of your month, whichever comes first. Lesson 2. I'll show you how to set up remarketing on Quora Ads. Let's get started. First, let's talk about what is remarketing and how does it work. First, it is focused on email campaign and reaching out to those who have already had interactions on your website or mobile app. That allows for a particular reach out. Second, it begins when a visitor makes specified actions on the website or mobile app, such as making a purchase or leaving the website or mobile app with items in the cart. And third, it aims to re-engage those who have already interacted with your website or mobile app email campaigns. Next, let's talk about why are remarketing ads important for businesses. Remarketing ads allow you to gain the attention of those people who have previously visited your website, but due to some reason, they backed off and didn't complete the purchase. Remarketing helps you convince those potential customers and convert them into customers. Moving on, we have retargeting on the Quora Ads platform. Quora Ads platform now offers website retargeting, helping you reach visitors to your website with Quora Ads and bring them back. In the Quora Ads Manager, you can create an audience of users who visited different parts of your website. You can then target that audience of website visitors with Quora Ads. For example, You can run a campaign to reach people who visited your website's product page but didn't complete a purchase, to encourage them to go back to the website to do so. Or you can create an audience of everyone who has visited your website in the past 30 days. You will need to install the Quora Conversion Pixel in order to create audiences of website visitors. Quora also announced an integration with Segment that makes it even easier to track conversions from Quora Ads. Once you have the Quora Conversion Pixel set up on your website, you can create an audience of website visitors in the Ads Manager by visiting the Audiences tab and selecting Create Audience. You can then target this audience with Quora Ads when setting up a new ad set and choosing the audience targeting option. This new targeting option is available in addition to the previously available topic, platform, and geographic targeting. Currently, only inclusion targeting is available. Many of its existing advertisers have asked for retargeting capabilities on Quora, so they excitedly made this available. And lastly, if you're still choosing what targeting type you should use, maybe this portion can help you. Which targeting type should I choose? There is no one-size-fits-all strategy on Quora Ads. What works for one business may not work for you. Whenever possible, test each targeting type or retest them with different groups of topics, interests, and keywords. But if you're not sure where to start, we recommend the following combinations. If your goal is traffic, you have broad targeting that will deliver ads across Quora and will give you the most scale. Next, you have the interest targeting. It can obtain broader reach while showing ads in front of users interested in their products, services, or industry. You also have topic targeting that balances broad scale and reach while maintaining contextual relevance. Now, if your goal is conversions, you have question targeting that allows for hyper-targeted messaging. While these pages are high intent, scale is limited, so use it with another targeting type. You also have keyword targeting that can be used to target questions in bulk based on keywords used in the questions. Then topic targeting. It is a good indicator for relevancy and intent on your platform, so it can add additional volume. And building a lookalike audience from a list match audience. It enables you to scale campaigns to users that are similar to a list of customers, leads, or subscribers. You can create audiences at 1%, 5%, and 10% to compare volume. And lastly, if your goal is awareness, you have website traffic targeting. It is the key to delivering ads to users who previously visited all or specific pages of your website. You have interest targeting that will allow you to retarget users who previously engaged with specific topics, and question history targeting and keyword history targeting that can repurpose lists of questions and keywords to deliver ads to users who previously read high-intent content on Quora. And finally, Lesson 3. I'll show you Quora Ads best practices. Let's get started. When you're ready to launch your first Quora ad campaign, you'll be pleasantly surprised by how easy it is, which makes it an ideal platform for beginners. You only need 2 lines of text and a landing page to get started. While it's quick and simple to launch your ads on Quora, don't underestimate the platform's power. Being able to pinpoint users who are interested in specific topics and/or questions means that Quora Ads provide a level of niche targeting that most other ad platforms can't deliver. There are several objectives to choose from, including conversions, traffic, awareness, app installs, and lead generation. And you can target your ads based on users' interest, behavior, location, what they're reading, and more. If for some reason you get stuck as you set up your first Quora advertising campaign, you can always get help by clicking the Talk to an Expert button at the bottom of the Quora for Business page. And to help you further, here are Quora Ads best practices. Let's start off at structuring your campaigns. Successful advertising on Quora starts at the campaign level. Deciding how to best split up and organize your campaigns, ad sets, and ads can take time but will ultimately lend itself to greater insights and an increased ability to optimize effectively. So you started your campaign, create an ad set 1 and ad set 2. Then create ad 1A, ad 1B. Same for ad 2A and ad 2B. For campaign level structure, there are a number of ways you can split up your campaigns by themes, initiatives, objectives, targeting types, and others. As a rule of thumb, we recommend organizing your campaigns thematically. For ad set level structure, ad sets allow you to achieve a greater degree of granularity in your campaigns. You can split your ad sets by what you haven't used for your campaign level splits. For example, if you split your campaigns by geography and product line, you might want to split your ad sets within that campaign by targeting type, device, and product subcategories. That way, between your campaigns and ad sets, you have several levers you can pull to measure and compare the impact of each one. Next, in creating the perfect ad, testing and optimization. Getting a perfect ad is all about testing. Try testing both image and text ads, statement headlines and questions, and various versions of body text copy. As your campaign continues to run, you'll start to get a picture of which ad elements perform better over others. The key to optimal ad testing is running multiple ads live at all times. This will allow you to directly compare the performance of different ad elements while eliminating external factors that may impact ad performance. Additionally, by running multiple ads simultaneously, Quora will automatically deliver the ads that are performing best for your campaign. From there, deprecate underperforming ads and replace them with new content. Be sure not to jump the gun prematurely though. Give these ads at least a month to run before deciding which ad will be cut out from your campaign. And of course, if an ad is excelling, don't turn it off. The key to success in advertising on Quora is to focus on answering questions rather than being overly salesy. People come to the site to get their questions answered. Giving them what they want is the best way to showcase how your business is a good fit for them. This also makes Quora an ideal place to establish brand leadership. As with any advertising option, there's no one-size-fits-all strategy when using Quora Ads. What works for one business may not work for yours. The best practice is to test each targeting type or retest them with different groups of topics, interests, and keywords. And be sure to review Quora's Ads Success Checklist before going live with your first campaign. To facilitate your onboarding, they've compiled a checklist of key steps to guide your campaigns. While completing each step doesn't necessarily equate to success on Quora Ads, checking off each action item will help you ensure your campaigns are optimized for scalability, measurement, and long-term success. And there you have it, Quora Marketing Course. I hope this course helped you. And before this video ends, did you know that you can get online courses platformed with integrated marketing, with hosts anywhere, supports 17 languages, and 6 profit-boosting plugins included? That is, Course Funnels by Technic4. Create and market courses online. Course Funnels helps you make courses and trainings that actually get sales. It's easy. You will have your first course set up on day number 1. It has a powerful dashboard, easy course editor, robust communication center, email marketing inside, and accepts payments any way you want. It has money-saving plugins included, and it supports third-party scripts, and has reports and analytics. Get instant access to Course Funnels now. Just go to getcoursefunnels.in. And that is it for today's video. Thank you for watching, and see you on the next one.